Welcome to the TheDPost Sports Chat. I'm Drew Rubenstein here with Justin Jackson, and day away from the WVU Purdue game on Sunday afternoon at the Coliseum, Justin, and still not an update, it doesn't sound like, really, with Jonathan Holton, who hasn't played up to this point, but what do you know about his situation?
From what I understand, he has been working, the holdback so far is that, he never officially graduated from his junior college down in Miami, Palm Beach State Community College. And so he's been working on additional classwork to, whatever classes he was missing to fulfill his degree from that school. He's been working on that to get his degree, and it's coming up to the the end of the semester break, and obviously it's the same kind of semester break for Palm Beach State. So he could become eligible, and Coach Huggins didn't allude to whether or not he would or he wouldn't, but there is a possibility that he could become eligible, maybe not for the Purdue game on Sunday, but sometime soon after that he could be added to the roster and be eligible to play.
So there is a chance at this point, but probably it's going to have to happen at some point over the winter break, or is there a deadline in this situation?
Apparently there is no deadline.
Okay.
I think basically as long as you get the okay from Palm Beach State, or not really the okay, you get the credits and you graduate. It's really kind of more up to that school saying, okay, he's earned the credits, he's graduated. That would make him eligible to play at West Virginia. Now the question then is, do you bring him into West Virginia? I mean, the team's already played 12. Will play their 12th game on Sunday. Do you bring him into that and risk mixing with the chemistry a little bit? So from what I understand, I mean that would happen. I mean, he would bring Holton in and play this year. He would not redshirt him.
So sounds like there's still a chance at this point. It's kind of where we've been all along, though. Nothing's certain one way or another, and still a wait and see.
It's still a wait and see. Yeah, I mean, and I think Coach Huggins will wait as long as he has to play him this year.
Okay, very good. Looking at this team that WVU is going to face against Purdue, they've two teams that have played a number of times in recent years. Purdue seems to have kind of owned the series at this point. I think they're 6-1 against West Virginia all time. Similar team to what WVU saw last season, or what kind of stands out about the Boilermakers?
Purdue is a little bit different this year in the sense that they're not quite as defensive minded as they have been in the past, and I think teams are scoring like 70 points a game on them. Now, Purdue is a little bit more offensive-minded than they have been in the past. Under Matt Painter, Purdue's kind of always been like an old Bob Huggins team, where it was defense and grind it out, and kind of like you want to score 60 and hold the other team to 50 and play defense. And Purdue's not quite like that this year. They're young. They like to get out and run. They're averaging about 80 points a game, kind of like what WVU's doing. And they're shooting the three ball pretty well, and they're shooting pretty well from the field overall. So they're a lot like West Virginia is this year, in the sense that they can get out and play and spread the ball and spread the floor out a little bit, which is different than what they've been in the past.
So if fans enjoy a more up-tempo points on the scoreboards, this game could be different than the previous meetings between these two teams.
This game could definitely be in the 80s, high 70s, 80s for both teams.
WVU, they're going through a stretch right now, playing 2 games in 20 days before they really get into Big 12 play, the Purdue game, and then a week from Sunday is William and Mary. The Mountaineers like this sort of long layoff in the middle of the season or right before Big 12 play, and how have they kind of attacked this thing?
Well, I don't know if they would probably like to be playing a little bit more than once a week at this point, but I mean, at some point in every college season, there's this kind of layoff. If you remember last year, they started off the season with Gonzaga and then had 10 days off before they played in the tournament down in Orlando. So there's always going to be some kind of gap. Now, in years past, Coach Huggins has always thrown in an exhibition game during this time of year to give them like a game type run going into the long break. Finals play a lot with it this week. I mean, you don't want to play a lot of games when the kids are trying to study and taking final exams, and so you give them that week off to stay right academically. Next week is kind of just a continuation of what this week is, and really after this break, it's really 2 games a week from here on out. So you get through it, and then you overcome it, and you keep moving on.
I know they'll keep working with a young team, but I almost get the sense that really with this type of situation that they're facing, it's a matter of getting a win against Purdue. I mean, that's the most important thing. If you're going to go into conference play with a quality win, this is your one and last shot.
The last shot, and Purdue's in the same situation. I mean, Purdue's wins. I think they've beaten one team that's ranked in the top 100 in the RPI, and I think that was Boston College. They have a loss to Washington State, which is kind of similar to West Virginia's loss to Virginia Tech. They've also the rest of their wins are against teams. They just beat Maryland Eastern Shore the other day. A lot of their wins are, against competition like that. So they're in the same boat that West Virginia. Both teams are kind of going into this game looking to get a win against a BCS conference team, and this is really probably the last chance for both teams. So, it's kind of a could add a little bit more to the game on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Justin, appreciate your time once again. Please continue to check TheDPost.com for the latest on the Mountaineers. Thanks for watching.